Welcome to Northern Stage. We're here at the Barrett Center of the Arts as we celebrate 20 years of wonderful performances and great memories. I'm joined by Blum. He's the chair of the board here, and he's going to help us see just how far the Northern Stage has come and why it's such a great fixture in our community here in White River Junction. Thank you for joining us, Al.
Thank you.
20 years, quite an accomplishment.
It's particularly good. And the thing that's I think most distinctive about it is that it's a capstone in some ways to the long history of live theater in this area. I had the privilege of being on the board of the predecessor organization to Northern Stage, River City Arts, which was the outgrowth of White River Theater Festival. And so knowing that we're now celebrating our 20th year is really spectacularly comfortable as a furtherance of the interest that people have in this area of live theater and how well it served this community.
And it is quite a development. I mean, you've literally gone from pretty much barely anything to this amazing new facility that's state of the art.
The theater itself, the physical facility, is really spectacular, and I think that's a perfect signal to what it means to be able to do superb quality professional theater in this upper New England region. As I say, the audiences that this region offers make it possible for us to believe that something like this theater is appropriate to the area, is worth pursuing. We accomplished
Definitely.
it, and it really sets the stage for where theater can go for the future.
And that really is incredible because the arts are always difficult to maintain regardless of the economy, but it is, particularly in tough economies or tough times, the arts are always hard to support. But to see that Northern Stage has been weathering those storms and growing, not just in facility, but for instance, some of the recent productions where you've been able to take something from its basic stages and bring it all the way to off-Broadway.
Yep.
That is a huge accomplishment.
Yeah, and that's a signal, I think, to the ambition that we have that really has grown through the years and didn't exist in quite the same way in the earlier stages. This is an amazingly rich cultural environment, this whole Upper Valley region. And I think Northern Stage is certainly one of the leading organizations in that mixture. And for us to be able to say to the world, we do something in this supposedly very rural area, and we believe in it so profoundly that we want to take it out into the world is I think the message that people have overlooked for a long time, and we're now able to say, look at us, we've been here for 20 years, and one of the signals of the way we're going to celebrate that is to take this world to a larger place.
And I think that's really going to be amazing, particularly as Orwell continues to grow over the next couple of years, and that ripples out into the greater theater community of the region and of the country. Northern Stage really does have a unique ambition to take seminal works, but also to mentor younger people in the area. Your YES program is an example of that. The
YES program, the Shakespeare program, all of those pieces are at the heart of what it means to be able to say to the community, theater matters. The experience that people can get from coming to a live theater performance is so profoundly meaningful in their opportunities and the experiences that people have. It's a perfect place for us to be staging the world for others to see.
And one of the things we've been trying to do is make the community aware that you can become a supporter of Northern Stage in many different ways. One is certainly to buy tickets. Yeah. Another thing is if you own a business or work for a company that's looking to do community outreach, this is a great support.
Yeah, we've been very fortunate that lots of the business community have been enormously supportive of us. I think they see the pairing with Northern Stage as an expression of their commitment to the community, as well as their recognizing that we matter to the community at large.
And the great thing about this is, as White River Junction, has this as a great fixture right here in this, in the center, you're starting to see the surrounding businesses experience some of the growth too.
Well, I love the fact that we are in White River Junction. I think that's particularly distinctive. If you think about this area geographically, it's sort of a mystery in some ways that White River Junction was a little sleepy in the most recent several decades after being such a profoundly important railroad junction for a long time. It's closer to the two major interstates than other communities that have real vitality like Hanover. And so for Northern Stage to be able to be a catalyst in some important ways to where White River Junction and this nearby region is going, I think is particularly important.
Well, we want to thank you for your service of being on the board and taking us through the many transformations it has to become this gorgeous Barrett Center.
It's a joy for me.
Thank you very much. And we want to make sure you join Northern Stage on the journey. If you haven't come to a show yet, make sure you grab those tickets. And if you're a local business and you think that, revitalizing White River Junction is a great way to go, maybe Northern Stage is the first step in your journey.